Hello everybody, and welcome to another Ikoria draft. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your questions and feedback. If you'd like to catch me streaming live, you can find me at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Without further ado, let's dive on in. Okie doke, let's hope to open something sweet, and I need to recognize the card Sea Dasher Octopus with the cool comic book style art that I unlocked from a cool event. I think this card is quite powerful. A lot of the times, it's not only good as a way to start drawing extra cards, maybe putting it on a flyer, but it is really nice if you can use it with a mutate trigger you already have. So for example, you mutate a card onto the Dreamtail Heron, you mutate Dreamtail Heron onto a card, and then you attack, mutate on the Sea Dasher Octopus, not only get the Octopus trigger, but also the Dreamtail Heron synergy. So this card is quite powerful, and sometimes even deceptively powerful, so especially if you can build around it. The other best card in this pack is this Blood Curdle. This is definitely a powerful option, and it is definitely one of the top commons, if not the best common in the set. To pack one, pick one. But I think we're going to take the Octopus here. It'll lead to some really sweet shenanigans, and works well in a lot of archetypes, specifically the Mutate decks. The higher ceiling on the Sea Dasher Octopus is why I'm going to take it here over the Blood Curdle. Capture Sphere and Facet Reader also might wheel out of this pack, which is something to consider. Enforcer would probably be my third pick out of this pack. So we've started with an Octopus, which means we want some Mutate stuff, which in an ideal world at least. So, following up the Octopus, the rare is missing. We don't have a ton of information based on that, but there are two premium Mutate cards in the pack. There's a Porcu-Parrot, which works really well with something like a Sea Dasher Octopus, because you can then mutate the... I guess it's not the best combo with that, never mind. Yeah, because this is not just when it deals damage like the Otter. Huh. Well, Porcu-Parrot is still a nice mutate card. There's also Zagoth Mamba, which is a solid thing to mutate onto, though I would much rather take a Porcu-Parrot early if I was really going for that route. There's a Cloud Piercer in the pack that might come around later. I think Rooting Moloch is probably the best card in the pack in terms of power level, so I'm probably just going to take that here. And then keep in mind, I haven't been taking the Porcu-Parrot as aggressively, and I've been pretty fine with that. It's much better when you're in a deck that has some combos, so like you have a Glimmerbell, which works pretty well with the Octopus, or you have Death Touchers in a black deck. But Rooting Moloch is always just a solid card. You end up with Cyclers in red and blue, so I'm just going to take the Moloch and see what directions present themselves. And moving on to pick 3, we already have a little bit of tension. We have a Dreamtail Heron in the pack, which works well with the Octopus, as I already said. And then we have a Reconnaissance Mission, which is nice, like another Octopus effect, so it's kind of nice to have some redundancy is the word I was looking for there, because you can play your Reconnaissance Mission or your Octopus and kind of build a strategy around it the more redundancy you have. The only other cards that are pretty good in the pack, there's a Deadweight, there's a Snare Tactician, which is good, there's a Capture Sphere, but I think Dreamtail Heron is the best common in the pack. It's just between that, and for my deck at least, it's between that and the Reconnaissance Mission. I think we're going to take the Dreamtail Heron. It is such a good combo with the Octopus, and it is just a good card in its own right, that I think that Dreamtail Heron is going to be the pick. Following that up, I'm just going to be taking an Essence Scatter. I know Reconnaissance Mission can be really good in the right home, but Essence Scatter is a premium card for any deck. There is a Cloud Piercer, but we're just going to try and stick to blue, solidify ourselves in that color, and then branch out later. After this, I would take the Mission, followed by Piercer. Maybe people won't even be high on the Reconnaissance Mission, and I could wheel one, which seems unlikely, but possible. We have been seeing a decent amount of good blue, though, and Essence Scatter is no exception. Another pack, another pick. And this time it's really close, because Glimmerbell is a great addition to any blue deck, especially ones trying to mutate, and ones that would have Reconnaissance Mission potentially, which we don't currently have, but we could look to get. There's also a Capture Sphere, which can be a really good removal option, or at least a decent one, a passable one, and blue doesn't get passable removal a lot of the time. Sometimes you just have no interaction in your blue deck. I think we're going to take Glimmerbell, though. It seems like a more key component of our deck, and could potentially lead to some really nice mutate shenanigans. We could end up in a blue-green mutate deck still, after all. There is a Humble Naturalist, maybe green's open, but red looks more open. There are some decent red cards here. Okie doke. And now there is relatively late white 1-mana Cyclers, which is very powerful. There's also a Go for Blood, which is a nice cycler for red decks. I think here we just take a Frostveil Ambush as a 1-mana cycler that can also sometimes be a nice tempo play for our blue deck. Of the 1-mana cyclers, just might as well take one that's on color, and we might not be a red deck still, so we'll just take a Frostveil Ambush here pretty easily. Lots of 1-mana cyclers in that pack. And now there is a Essence Symbiote, which is actually really nice with the Octopus and the Heron, getting those mutate triggers stacked up. I think it's a better pick than the Capture Sphere, because it could set me up for a nice blue-green mutate deck, and Capture Sphere will only ever be just a solid card, whereas Essence Symbiote could be a premium 2-drop for my deck. So I think we'll take the Symbiote here over the Capture Sphere, and also over Spell Eater Wolverine, because we could also lean towards a spell direction with this Moloch, but I just like getting the Symbiote here, a premium 2-drop creature. Okay, now there is a Jubilant Skybonder. Not the greatest combo with any mutate shenanigans, but we do have a decent amount of flyers that it protects, so I think we definitely still take that over something like a Auricorn. Also fits into our blue deck that we have going here. As predicted, the Facet Reader Wield, so that's a nice little addition to our deck, potentially. I don't really want the Gremlin or the Wilt. This pack, Phase Dolphin, Pyroceratops. Let's just take the Ceratops as the highest upside pick. Capture Sphere Wield, we'll definitely take that over Frostlinks. Getting some removal is nice, and the fact that we get this really late is a good signal for our deck. And Reconnaissance Mission Wield, that's huge for us. That makes Glimmerbell, Jubilant Skybonder, all our flyers much better. Seeing 2 Reconnaissance Missions in back-to-back packs is also kind of nice, because a lot of times your deck won't want more than one. So overall here we still have options to be a red-blue deck. Reconnaissance Mission also works well as a cycler to go with Rooting Moloch, but there's also just still options to be a blue-green deck. That's what we get by being a little bit more flexible here. Yeah, this has been a good pack one, I must say. Raking Claws can be solid. We could also take a Rawgrin Crystal if we were looking to splash. Raking Claws does work well with our deal damage draw cards, so we'll take the Raking Claws. And now a Hampering Snare. We have a lot of spells, a lot of cyclers that are on color. Blue-red is looking the most open, but we're leaving ourselves out to open something really powerful. Something like an Auspicious Starix works really well with Sea Dasher Octopus. The Sea Dasher Octopus just is a nice little cheap trigger for your other mutate cards. Is really nice. Currently, I'm really happy with how we've navigated this pack 1 and how everything is looking going into pack 2. We have a very solid foundation for a blue-red deck or a blue-green deck. And we have opened up a card that leads many to question what we're going to be doing here, because Yorion is one of my personal favorite cards to build around. Why choose green or red when you could choose both, as I always say? We have a lot of playables, we have relatively flat power level, and always having a 4-5 for 5 is fantastic. I always love building these Yorion decks. I think they're a ton of fun, and I think we're just going to be taking that here and seeing what mischief we can get up to. After that, I would take this Heron, I think, over the Porcupine, even though we do have this Glimmerbell combo. I always want to build around this Yorion here. It's a nice combo with this Moloch if we end up splashing. And now, things are getting interesting. Things are heating up here. There is a Rawgrin Trirome, which is a really nice card to splash if we end up in the Jeskai colors. That being said, there's not always good room for lands in your Yorion decks. Green is looking less open, so I don't think we're going to go in a green direction. But in addition to the Trirome, there's also a Farfinder, which is a really nice combo with our mutate cards. And we're going to have to play most of the cards we get here, so we want to make sure we have enough playables. We want to make sure we have enough creatures. We're probably going to play 25 lands here, so we're going to have to get 35 playables, which means of the 45 cards, 3 are lands, so there's 42 cards. So that means only 7 cards can't make our deck, and we already have 1 right here, potentially. Farfinder is really good, but the land is also really good for fixing our mana. And mana fixing can be really premium in these decks. Let's take the Rawgrin Trirome over the Farfinder. It is really close, though. Now there's a Keensight Mentor. There is a Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. How many spells do we have? We're definitely going to be playing a lot of random cyclers in this deck, so I can imagine Blitz being a pretty good removal spell for us. We're currently just playing blue-red, but we have the tools to splash white fairly easily. Anticipate could wheel and should wheel, which would be really nice for us as well. And now there's another Capture Sphere. There's also a Dranith Stinger. There's a Primal Empathy if we wanted to go back towards splashing green. I think Capture Sphere works really well in our type of deck. We can even reassign it to different creatures. We're not really an aggressive Dranith Stinger deck. It does get significantly worse when you're not going for an aggressive version of the deck. So let's just take Capture Sphere as another removal spell. Hopefully wheel one of these 1-mana cyclers. And now we get an Avian Oddity. Definitely a lot of potential in this one to do good work for our deck. It's a cycler. It can give something flying to work with our mission. There's also a Fox, which will do pretty well with our cyclers if we can play it on turn 1. but we don't really think... If I'm going to try and play a 2-color deck here, it looks like our colors are wide open, so we should be able to get there. And now, Channeled Force can be a useful tool. It's not like the greatest card in the world, but it's definitely solid in a blue-red deck, and we might even get some sweet stuff. We might open a Riel. And we can sometimes end up with enough jank in our hand due to our deck just having a lot of cards in it, so I think Channeled Force can do good work for our deck. And now there is another Capture Sphere. There's also a Prickly Marmoset. And then finally there is a Bonder's Enclave. Having lands do work for you in this type of deck is going to be really nice. And I think we do take the Bonder's Enclave. We're going to make playables. How many 3-drops do we have? We don't have a ton of 3-drops. Prickly Marmoset is quite good. Maybe we just count on having ways to spend our mana and we just take the Marmoset. Enclave is quite good. But let's just take the Marmoset, make sure we get playables, and this is a really good card in our deck. And now there's a Facet Reader. There's also a Forbidden Friendship, which can be a great stall-out tool and a good card to mutate onto. So let's take the Forbidden Friendship over the Facet Reader. We already have a Facet Reader anyway. And now Go for Blood as a cycler that can fuel all of our Spells Matter cards, like our Blitz and stuff, as well as just find our good cards. Now is where we kind of have to luck out, because we don't want to have to play all these cards. That's why we picked a land and stuff, so we can have extra mana and still be fine. Escape Protocol can be solid as just a way to protect our stuff. Blister Spit Gremlin is not really where I like to be. We do have some Enters the Battlefield effects. We have Brooding Moloch. We have Yorion, which isn't really an Enters the Battlefield effect. We have a lot of cyclers. It is true. And now, I guess we take a 2-mana cycler over a Snare Tactician. We got our 1-mana cycler back. Drannith Stinger came back. Maybe we would just rather have a 2-drop that we could cast. We only have 10 creatures. Yeah, getting a 2-drop to cast is going to be great here. Even though there's another 1-mana cycler here, we're just going to get a 2-drop that we can play, block with early. Currently, we're hoping not to play Suffocating Fumes. Frenzied Raptor, definitely a solid playable. Currently only have 3 cards that are currently in our pile of preferred not to play. There's also this. Hey, hi cat. There's also Escape Protocol. Ooh, Hampering Snare is a last pick. Really nice. We'll definitely play that. Hi. Hey. I just have to be able to see. It's a giant cat! Careful, folks! Well then. We are going to be splashing white. We have our Rawgrin Trirome. And we're going to be playing a lot of lands. Giant cat! Colossification! If this weren't in the pack, we'd probably take a Drannith Stinger just for another 2-drop. Lava Serpent's also a solid addition. Hopefully the Wingfold Terron at the least wheels, but one of these cyclers might wheel as well. Really easy Inspired Ultimatum. We just need a couple white sources. We already have one here. I'd love some fixing in this pack, but I can also just play some white sources to help cast this very powerful 7-drop. And now there is a Ketria Trirome. There's also Ominous Seas. There's also Essence Scatter. And there's Porcupine. This pack is loaded. There's Ominous Seas, Essence Scatter. Yeah, I think we're taking Seas. I agree. We have a lot of cycling. We have a lot of card draw. Channeled Force is a good combo with it. Lots of ways to draw extra cards here. That being said, passing up on Essence Scatter is really sad. Losing out on Trirome as for more mana fixing to help us cast our Ultimatum. Even though it's not a blue-white land, it's still really nice. I like getting another good card, though, for our deck. Essence Scatter is great, though. And Wingspan Mentor is a cute combo with Yorion. Mythos of Vadrok versus Archipelagor versus Boon of the Wishgiver. This pack is unbelievable. I think we're supposed to take the Mythos of Vadrok here, much as it pains me to pass the Archipelagor, just because this is a removal spell that can, we can leverage to get rid of, a bunch of creatures in the early game, which could be really good for our deck overall, because we could fall behind pretty easily. So I think we take the Mythos of Vadrock here. It's a shame to miss out on Archipelagore, but we don't have the best Archipelagore deck. We don't have a ton of cheap creatures or Farfinders. Boon would also be fantastic in the deck, but just going to have to take the Mythos of Vadrock, sadly, which is really funny. Here, easy Evolving Wilds. We already have Avian Oddity. Evolving Wilds will help us cast our Ultimatum. And I wouldn't mind an Avian Oddity, but Evolving Wilds is the clear pick. And now an Essence Scatter. There's also a Valiant Rescuer, which maybe would be worth splashing here, because if I am playing white, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 cyclers. Let's just take the Essence Scatter as a more reliable card. Prickly Marmoset's also solid, as was emphasized before. And now just another Essence Scatter. We just want to have as much early game as possible, because our late game is basically unbeatable. Savai Thundermane would also be solid in our deck, but we only have 10 cyclers. We don't have like infinite cyclers. After Scatter, I'd probably take Gust of Wind even. Unfortunately, this isn't the right dual land for our deck. Never lucky, as they say. And I guess we'll just take a Gust of Wind. We have a lot of flyers. Second Ominous Seas, pack 3, pick 8. Don't mind if I do. Definitely a great card for our deck. We wield Dranith Stinger, a nice 2-drop that we can cycle later on when we have a card out that needs draws, like Ominous Seas. Also a fine card to get back with a Rooting Moloch. Definitely better than Frostveil Ambush, because we'll cast it a lot more. Wingspan Mentor. Great card in our deck. We do have some number of non-humans. Marmoset, Raptor. Several cards. I think Frostlings might be better. Let's just take Frostlings instead, though. I was thinking Wingspan Mentor is a good combo with Yorion, but so is Frostlings, and we just need to survive. We don't need to give our creatures that already have flying. We also have a lot of humans that don't have flying, so let's just get this Frostlings, a great combo card with Yorion. Boon of the Wishgiver Wield. Definitely a nice blessing to have for this deck. After that, Startling Development would also be fantastic. Just 1 mana cyclers, spells. Pure value plays here. Shredded Sails, a nice little castable with cycling. Are we going to have to make cuts? No, luckily not. Blazing Volley to the sideboard. We got the perfect number of cards here, folks. So 37 here, plus 2 lands. That means we'll play 25 lands, 35 spells. Our deck looks absolutely fantastic. There's not a card that I don't think is playable in this deck. I'm really happy with the way we navigated this draft. Our deck just looks absolutely stacked. It's a star-studded draft, as they say. We picked up, even got some fixing in the form of a Trirome and an Evolving Wilds. So really happily. Yeah, I think it's worth running white for the Trirome, for the Inspired Ultimatum. And also the white isn't like a hard splash sometimes, because if we can even cut down on blue a little bit to facilitate the white, because you can also use white to cast Yorion, which isn't like, we're not going to cut down on blue too much. Yeah, it was a human draft though, which is kind of the crazy part. Okay, so Crustacean probably not making the cut. Let's see. So we have 3, 9, 15, 16, 17. We'll add 9 lands. So let's see our color distribution. We have only 2 white pips, and those are both from the Inspired Ultimatum. So, and we have a lot of blue and a decent amount of red. So we'll want to go probably 4, 5 planes. That'll give us 7 sources of white for 2 things. Maybe we can get away with 6, because Evolving Wilds is going to get that a lot. So we have 6 white sources for a 7-drop that can be cast late game and for a good value. I wish we had a Farfinder, but I think we took a really good spell. We took the Trirome over the Farfinder, which I'm happy with. And then we're going to be running, so we have 4, 10, 16, 17, 18. So we can run 8 more lands. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So this gives us 11 red sources. This gives us 13 blue sources, and it gives us 6 white sources. And since white can be used to cast the Skybonder and the Yorion, maybe I can afford to get rid of a blue source for a red source. But I like having a lot of blue because we do have a majority blue cards, 22 to 14. And then there's 2 white pips here, which we can cast in the late game. We have 6. We have 15, 24, 20, 15, 24, 25, 26 lands, but we do have a cycling land, which helps us on that front. Are there any cards that I don't like in this deck? Actually, no. They're all just absolutely fantastic. We have 1, 2, 3... I'm trying to count 4. We have like a few 5 1-mana cyclers. We have Boon, which is a nice card draw in the late game. So we have 12, 13 blue sources. We have 11 red sources, and we have 6 white sources, which seems reasonable to me. Even though we have a lot of... We could potentially cut 1 plains for another mountain. Normally our red cards are just a single pip, and a lot of them cycle, so I think we'll be fine on the red department. If we don't hit red for a couple turns, we'll be fine. So I think we're going to run it like this. The games we do in draw Inspired Ultimatum are going to be great, and the white mana can help cast Yorion and Jubilant Skybonder, as I said before. And we do need to make sure we have blue on turn 2 for our Essence Scatter. So I really like this configuration. I think it's going to be very powerful, and I'm so excited to play out the matches. Obviously going to have to make... let's make Inspired Ultimatum our card art for this thing, but we're really excited to play the matches, and I'll see you in those. Before I get to the matches, I would like to take a brief moment to say thank you to all of my patrons over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, especially those who support me at the credits level. I really do appreciate your support, and it's thanks to you that I'm able to continue producing high-quality content on a consistent basis. If you'd like to learn more, you can find information at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Even $1 a month goes a long way and unlocks some pretty cool rewards. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. This is round 1, and this is a great hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, Yorion. Jubilant even protects Yorion to some degree. And we have both our colors with double pip to both. We'll consider Essence Scattering their 2-drop here, because we have plays for the rest of the turns. We'll play our most disposable creature, but yet the one that hits the hardest first. Okay, so they anticipate. That's fine for us. Jubilant Skybonder will be next turn's play unless we really need to Frostlink something. Frostlinking could be actually really good, because then we can curve it into Yorion and tap down a creature again and keep hitting them with the Frenzied Raptor. So I actually like that a little bit more, even though the Skybonder does protect against some removal spells they could have. I did hit record. Thank goodness. I did remember. This is a really good deck. Playing the blue-red mirror, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say my deck is significantly better than theirs. It almost felt like there was no other player at the table and we were just getting like hand-picked cards every turn. Flame Spill. Okay, now since they have nothing to tap, we will just play the Skybonder. There's no reason to expect that type of card. I think playing the Frenzied Raptor to play around Essence Scatter makes a lot more sense there. Sprite Dragon. I think now we can go for the potentially ambitious play of going Frost Links into holding up Essence Scatter, and then we can get some more value out of our Yorion that way. And now the tempo play is really on here. I like holding up Scatter for the next play. And then we can Yorion tap this again. They could have Fire Prophecy. They have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. Oh, is it good? Okay, I'll catch you later, Dad. Okay, I will. Cat. That worked out fairly well. Hit our opponent for 2. Yorion it up. And Yorion is even protected from some removal spells like Rumbling Rock Slide if they don't draw another land, things like that. Unfortunate that they hit the land there, because having Yorion stick around would have been quite nice. Feels like they have it, though. Capture Sphere. They did the smart thing and waited to play their Capture Sphere until after I had deployed my Yorion, which is well played by them. First planes, nice. Going to just keep that thing tapped for a while. We'll probably just play our Avian Oddity. This planes is a nice sign. Now if we draw Inspired Ultimatum, we're not that far from casting it. Okay, now we are going to have to cycle our Avian Oddity to try and hit answers to this Quartzwood Crasher. Unfortunately, you're a turn late Essence Scatter, and it looks like this game is lost unless we draw another Capture Sphere. Inspired Ultimatum, unfortunately, will not cut it here. We're in grim straits for sure. Really quite a bummer here. I think our best plan is to plan on cold ripping a planes, killing their 4/4, and then drawing an answer to this, and then dealing with the 6/6 separately. But unfortunately, this game hasn't lined up exactly the way we would have wanted. Channeled Force. Unfortunately, that's not going to do it. I think we've lost this one. Really quite unfortunate. Hello, Condor. We'll cast it, even though it doesn't do anything. Yeah, this was going to be an impossible game to win, given our draw. Unfortunate for sure. Good game, opponent. Unfortunate for us, and good for them. See you folks in the next round. Down the Angry Penguin himself. Pretty easy keep here. You never know. We don't have any mountains, but again, that's not a huge problem for us. We're fine cycling Hampering Snare here, or Essence Scattering. Awesome, Danbat. Really great to hear. Ooh. We're a bit far from this at the moment, but we'll get there. We will deploy the monkey. Let's try to draw some cards, shall we? I mean, it's probably going to result in the monkey dying. But if they don't have a removal spell, or they were saving it for a Yorion, we get to draw a card. And start looking for those mountains and plains. Ah, the Mainage Serval. One cool thing about Yorion. Let's see. We will just trade our Cycler for their guy. And Now we will Yorion. It is a sweet combo with Raking Claws. We'll do 8 damage and draw 2 cards, so not too shabby if you ask me. There's generally an expectation when facing Yorion that card quality goes down, but our card quality has remained consistently high throughout. We will sacrifice the Marmoset. No blocks. We don't want them to go land, fight spell, though that would kill both creatures equally, I guess. Oh. That works for me. We will cycle. Ooh. That could be good. We could deal 1, 2, 3, 4 to them. Or whatever creature they play. Draw 4 new cards. Look for mana for our ultimatum. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty solid stuff there. We do want to keep our ultimatum. We did pitch some powerful spells like Vadrock, etc., but looking for these lands was key. Oh, it's amazing. It's not a Yorion pile. It's got a very focused theme here. Activate to get our planes. Cold ripping a mountain doesn't seem that unlikely. We will draw 4 cards. There's the mountain we needed. We'll probably save the ambush for after we've played our Ominous Seas. Next turn we can go Ominous Seas into Ultimatum. We only have 29 cards left. We're gonna deck. I'm so worried. One second. Brightness is still okay. Perfect. Target a player. We will kill the Hemophage, because that card can block our creature successfully. No attacks, and on end of turn we will discard Mountain, Mountain, Island. That was a pretty solid combo, not gonna lie. Very sick combo. I'm gonna turn the light on. Ah. Guard the stream, Sasha. Good job, Sasha. You made sure we didn't die. No blocks. Okay, the lighting's a little bit better. Next turn we can make an 8/8. Well, Blitz is a nice one. Let's play our land. Cast a Draneth Stinger. Cast a Glimmer Bell. No attacks. I think we're very likely to win this game. What do you think, Sasha? Do you think we're going to win the game? I think we're going to win. Get rid of Mountain. Make an 8/8. We're killing them with Draneth Stingers in our massive cycling deck. The combo. Oh, right. They have that card. That was bad. I probably should have killed that card. My bad, folks. See you later, I want Corpus. End me. That's messed up. I could have cycled this to get the 2 more damage in. That would have been better. I should have cycled this to get more damage in. That was bad. We still have 18 cards, we're fine. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trigger. Attack, hit them, draw a card, and we're back in control. Farfinder, we know one of their cards is this guy. I think we can maybe kill them this next turn. If I had cycled this card before and they were at 2 less life, they'd be at 10, and then I think I could almost definitely kill them. Oh, that's a good one. We're going to start things off with this guy, see what our options are. Let's just get the Go for Blood. An opponent has seen enough. They got rid of a lot of our permanents, but we rebuilt and rebounded with the victory. Another day, another deck list, another keep. We're on the play. We actually have a pretty aggressive hand here. Draneth Stinger into Sea Dasher potentially. We could flash this in on their end step if they do not have any blockers available. My opponent last round actually had a pretty sweet deck. This could be our poor man's thieving otter. We'll keep up our Sea Dasher Octopus rather than play Frenzied Raptor. We'll take the hit. And hopefully we draw land to get this heron going. Beautiful. We will hold back this Drannith Stinger now. Next turn we can hopefully double spell. Drannith Stinger can hold back. He's going to trade with anything that attacks us, or attempt to. Definitely blocking there. They are incentivized to try and go wide, and we can go tall. That is a great draw. We'll see if we can hit a land drop. But at the very least, we have some chump blockers for the Marmoset while we draw extra cards. I think we'll still go for the Evolving Wilds, Glimmer Bell, Forbidden Friendship play. And I think we will actually get a mountain with our Evolving Wilds. Sure, we need a second Plains. We do have 3 more in the deck, though, and we do need triple red anyway, and we have 2 red cards in our hand. Maybe that's incorrect. We are drawing an extra card every turn, so that could help. We do have our Dreamtail Heron doing good work. We will block with our human, because we could mutate onto this. I think we have one more mutate card in the deck. Maybe. They're casting the Cyclone, eh? Let's get our mountain. Definitely going to attack them first to see what we draw. Rewarded. So we'll play this land. Kill the Marmoset. Hello, beautiful. We still have Yorion we can cast. Getting Mountain is looking even more brilliant. Okay, so let's see what spell they hit. They only have 1 instant. They get to cast and make one of their things a 4/4. That's almost definitely worse than it would have been to draw that Cycler and get the 4/4 on their turn. Okay, how many Cyclers are in their graveyard? 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll cycle this, looking for a mountain, of course, and we hit it, as all good players do. Hit them for 3, just to inform our decision slightly more. They are holding up counterspell mana. Turn 7 ultimatum's got to be the play, though. We will kill their rescuer. There's no need to risk it. Actually, we should target their face so they can't have... what's it called? Keep safe. And that also makes Dreamtail Heron lethal next turn. And we actually have them almost dead next turn from just Drannith Stinger cycle. Let's see what they hit on their instant there. They don't have any hits in their deck. Looks like we've got them right where we want them. Snare Tactician. Casting this Cyclone really costs them in a big way. Go to combat. That's their last cycler. But they're dead. Our Glimmer Bell is enough. Oh, they have a Divine Arrow. And our opponent has scooped it up. Got another win. Headed towards the 7 wins, and I'll see you folks in the next round. Another keep. I think this is a keep. On the play, 7 cards is just hard to pass up, and we do have a 2-drop that buys us a lot of time, along with some cycling. We don't have a really good matchup against the red-white aggressive cycling decks generally, because we're fine trading off. If they're playing this card, it means they have good reason to. They have Bushmeat Poachers, things like that, so they're going to get value from this card sometime, so might as well trade now. We're just trading a card for a card. If both tokens trade, sure, they got they're a thing for 1 mana and mine cost a little more, but no matter. We don't want to trade damage. We will cycle Hampering Snare. Okay, that's irritating. We're going to use this. We're just going to keep our guy around so we can trade with that. It's a bummer for sure. But now we've killed both their tokens. So if they do have Weaponize, which is likely, then they won't get a ton of value from that. Did I forget to show you the deck list, Condor? My bad. Whew. Oh, that couldn't have been drawn up better if we had tried. This would be an incredible Soul Read block there. And now we can Shredded Sails this thing and Mythos of Vadrock a bunch of the small creatures while pumping our Paraceratops. Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess we can still kill it with Vadrock. We can't quite kill it with shredded sails now. A little bit of a bummer. So we could hit them for... Whoa! Wow, wow, wow! Thank you so much, Ben A. MTG, for the 5 Tier 1 subs. I really do appreciate that. Awesome stuff. That's really fantastic. Thank you so much for your generosity. And welcome everyone to the formation. Welcome Pinny69, Bongoda, Natanaru, Hanyariel, and J. Collier36. I really appreciate your support, and thank you so much, Ben AMTG, for that generous donation. So I'm deciding whether or not to Raking Claws this guy, but I think we're just going to hit them for 7 and pass. We want action. Oh yeah, the music never stops. Resolve. Because now, like, they can choose Death Touch and we can keep attacking. And we are going to start holding lands in case we draw Channeled Force. This works out perfectly. Raking Claws. We're still at a high life total, so we're fine for now. And the Marmoset. I'm terrified of Mythos of Snapjacks, because they always seem to have that card. Patagia Tiger, we're in great shape here. Ultimatum could not be farther from being cast. So if they did block like this, we can cast Snare. Putting them at lethal. This creature doesn't die, and we get them for Xaxes. Got that victory. And I'll see you folks in the next round. We're playing against an Obosh deck. So we have this Essence Scatter to deal with Obosh. Three, 1, 4, 1. I think we are 4 and 1 now. We could be 3 and 1 though. It's close. Not sure. I do hope we draw a land here. I think we'll play the Facet Reader. Try and help us hit lands. I would have played the Drannith Stinger if we'd drawn a land. But now I think I'm going to cycle it. Let's cycle first to get more information. Beautiful. Now we can Essence Scatter if necessary. We'd like to save Essence Scatter for Obosh, though. Super Vigilance is a problem, but we can Capture Sphere it. Let's keep drawing, and we'll get rid of Marmoset. No, we'll get rid of a Capture Sphere. We can eventually just block this card, too. We just want to make sure Obosh doesn't hit the field. And since stopping Obosh is our #1 priority, we can let this thing hit. Okay, that's really fine with me. I'm really okay with that. So basically, we're going to try and Essence Scatter the Obosh. We're going to get to Yorion away this Prickly Marmoset's counter at some point. Oh, that's their plan, eh? And now we can get rid of Island. We'll get rid of Channeled Force, start to fuel up our Blitz. I hope they draw a land so they can play their Obosh here so I can counter it. Then I can ditch the Channeled Force. Then I can Blitz this thing. Then Yorion my guy back. I used Channeled Force for 5 one time to try and set up a... Okay, that's okay with me. To try and set up my Inspired Ultimatum, which worked, and I used it for 3, I believe, to kill a Prickly Marmoset. Trigger! Let's get rid of Mountain. We're going to keep Channeled Force because it's such a good combo with Ominous Seas. We'll take another hit for 3. Oh, that's a really good card. I'll double block here. Well, that's a bummer. So we need to get rid of Blitz and Evolving Wilds. And now we have our 8/8. I know we have Essence Scatter. I hope they don't have a removal spell. Thank goodness. So now we have lethal for next turn, so they'll have to chump if they play Obosh. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Because now if they play Obosh, they have to chump block an 8/8. So they can't play Obosh. Unless, of course, they hit land plus that mutual destruction, but they didn't. I think we're going to win this one. They played around our stuff pretty well. Resolve. Cycle. Make an 8/8. Oh yeah, we got to activate the Seize twice. What a sick performance there. Wow, Diamond 3, let's go. 4-1, we have a great hand here. Very happy to see this. Inspired Ulti's so cool. This is my first time getting to cast it. So sick. We're going to cycle Bone. Just to try and hit land drops. Yeah, we're going to be good. Gonna be good. We don't need it for now. We'd love to drop an Ominous Seize on turn 2 or something if we draw it. We'll play Forbidden Friendship. This plays around Essence Scatter. If they're holding that up. Unless you're running 60 cards, Agrek. Eklek. So they have a Yidaro. Good to know. We have 3 Essence Scatter, so that should help. Just keep chipping away at the life total, and you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Sure. Eat my 1/1, I don't care. I'm deeply offended. Your 4/2 cannot attack into my 2/3. Because my 2/3 has first strike. Hooray! Next turn we'll probably Yorion. Sure. Coil bug, coil bug. We're gonna mislead them. So they did not have a counterspell. They didn't have any pauses whatsoever there. No, my mouse. The cat hair is interrupting the flow. My cat sheds a lot of hair, I will say that. We're going to Jubilant to protect our Yorion. Our Yorion isn't that necessary right now. We just want to keep drawing cards every turn here. Might even give Marmoset flying at some point. They could have Cruel Ultimatum. A bald cat. Yikes. Bald cats give me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, I don't really want to put any attacks on them because they could just have a removal spell, kind of kill my Marmoset. They could just be saving stuff for Yorion. What do I not want? Let's get rid of Hampering Snare. And then we'll just cycle this guy right away. Because we have the mana. Counter it, buddy. I'm ready. Heck yes. Reset Seas. The ultimate power play. I could have had a Vigilance Skybonder. But I kind of wanted the Skybonder in play to make them overpay to kill Yorion if they had a kill spell. Are they sacking their guy to kill my Yorion? Lol. Sure thing, buddy. I kind of want to kill Lord Rakkus, but there's nothing for it to get back right now, so we're still chilling. Sprite Dragon, no! That one must die. I must kill the Sprite Dragon. We're not using our cyclers because we can just cycle both of these next turn to kill them. Well, that's tricky. Let's just get rid of the Blitz, which is really a good indicator to our opponent that we have a lot going on. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Let's just do it. Can't believe we've done this. Oh, you better believe. Next turn, we will cycle Aven Oddity, give Marmoset flying, block Sprite Dragon. Sasha, don't push my journal off of the table. Okay, Poacher has to die. We'll kill that one. Oh, you have fallen for my trap, opponent. You fell right into it. Oh, the Marmoset. There was never a doubt the Marmoset was going to get you, Sprite Dragon. Because as we all know, Marmosets feast on the Sprite Dragon species. Fairy dragons are easily digestible by the prickly Marmoset. The quills need the luminescence from the Sprite Dragon wings to grow long and prosperously. And Sprite Dragon is looking close to its last day. Oh, yes. All the triggers. So much value. Yes! Opponent has conceded! They didn't even need to see the go for blood. No, I said the cat not to push my stuff off the table. Oh, yes. See you folks in the next round. Okie doke. We do need islands, and we're on the play here, but we're going to keep this hand, because I believe I can fly. I believe in islands. Wasps. I got bit by a wasp the other day, or stung, but it was awful. And it was in like the worst spot. It was like right here on my arm. I'm going to cycle those stingers just so we can find lands. Booyah. Heck yes. Yikes. It's a jellyfish. A jellicle cat. So now if I can essence scatter something, this ends up so well for me. Because I can essence scatter, then cycle snare, and blitz this guy. You got me, opponent. Okay, we'll play our Frenzied Raptor. It trades. This adds up. We're going to go for our Sea Dasher when it's 100% going to work out. Unlike that scenario, which it was not going to work out. It doesn't work out between us. I'm sorry. No. The pain, the agony. They don't even have anything. They just have irritating cards. Just try to play a creature. No. My dear friend, no longer now. The time is now. Gosh darn it. We'll never get there. That would be a little bit ambitious. We get two different cards that both kind of do stuff now. And we can play this next turn. They've been waiting patiently. This stupid guy is just unkillable. No! Dang it. Oh, that is bad news. I need a plains. I don't think we can play the reconnaissance mission. We'll chump and either essence scatter. Are you kidding me? This is ludicrous. They just literally didn't draw a creature all game. And they're crushing me. There we go. That's a spell. Yeah, it's gotta be Boone. They get to exile it, unfortunately. Which is a real bummer. Let's just hope to cold rip it. They're gonna make a 3/3 next turn. This turn. Give me a plains. Three of them in the deck. Aw, man. We die. Good job, opponent. Just never cast a creature all game. They literally had one creature and screwed us with it because we couldn't Essence Scatter anything to fuel our blitz, which we needed to kill this. What a bummer. Absolutely unreal. The odds of this game just working out this way were so unlikely. Jeez. We just had Essence Scatter the entire game and they just never had to play a creature. And then we whiffed on our planes, which isn't that unlikely, but we do have 4 and we were close to getting there. We went like halfway through our deck. That was just a real bummer. Things happen that way sometimes, though. It's the way they line up. Another day, another round. Oh, this is a non-hot mess version of Yorion, if you've ever needed to know how that works out. This is it. Oh, cycling. This could be bad. Being on the play helps, though. Gonna get rid of this Raking Claws. Channeled Force could do great work here. Oh yeah, we're gonna kill that for sure. Three cards in graveyard already. Nice. Oh, and now they're cycling. Oh, the Savai Thundermane is no longer their opponent. Indeed, Regal Leosa. The loose, no attack with the vigilance. That is a bold strategy. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. We're going to go on a reconnaissance mission, folks. We need the bravest. We need the boldest. We need the chosen few. They could have a way to kill my guy, which would be a bummer. A bummer, as it is known colloquially. Attacking with him was probably needlessly greedy. Yes, it was so that if they could do that, or if they chumped, I would still get card draw. We will draw a card. Thank you, thank you. No big deal. We did it. They almost have Mythos of Snapjack's mana. I'm terrified. How many creatures? I have no idea. I didn't count. Ah, the main serval is getting in there. Take to the skies. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. What is my ethnicity to have Nikolai as a first name? Well, you can have Nikolai as a first name from any ethnicity, I will say. You can have it. I mean, but primarily a lot of the time it's Russian, so I have like 1/8 Russian, I think. About. So, that's where it's from. Definitely most common Eastern Europe. Though, I'm not really Eastern European in a conventional sense. Okay. Fly! Be free! I hear you like card draw. Dire tactics. We will undo. Such is the way of the world. They have killed my frenzied raptor. No soup for you! That was an unnecessary draw. I just have to cycle this. This pumps. Got him! Ba-da-ba-dum! Ba-da-bum! Bang! We're headed to the final round, where all the marbles are in the air at once. Do we win? Do we get maximum wins? Do we get crushingly defeated? Let's see. Welcome to the finals. This is win or go home. Champion or defeated. We will keep this hand. Can just scream into a pillow after every league game to manage stress. Lol. Hitting that land on time. Let's go. It's on time and in charge. Oh yeah, red-white cycling. I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, nope. A nobody, no, no, no. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, Skybonder. Gonna kill that now. Why are they a noob? Luris. Oh dear. So they're not like a cycling die-hard deck, they just got like a bunch of stuff and then a Luris. Play is no noob. That's no space station. Now my opponents always get wrecked by this. So we're gonna kill these two. See, this is what it tries to do. It tries to screw you! Oh my gosh, Mythos of Vadrok! That's so wrong! Oh my gosh, that was such a clutch top deck! Let's go! This is what we need in the final game! They need to fix that yesterday. Yeah, 2 of my opponents have screwed that up. And it's like, so stupid. Because you just click the stuff, and then it's like, why would you do 2 to that and 3 to that? It's just so stupid. You only want 1 to die, right? You want this guy to live on 1 health and to overkill the Luris? Sure, why not? I don't care. I'll bet you if I targeted 3 things, it would be like 1 damage, 1 damage, 4 damage, or whatever. 1 damage, 1 damage, 3 damage. It's Yorion time. Return to us, Dranith Stinger. Return and embrace your destiny. My name is Marcus Aurelius, whatever his name is in that movie. And I am Gladiator. That he doesn't. He says I am Gladiator. He doesn't say my name is. He does the Marcus Aurelius thing at a different point. Commander of his northern legions, Yorion, Dranith, Stinger of Dranith. Boom! He hits him with the uppercut. Oh no, you're right, Marcus Aurelius. What was the guy's name in Gladiator? It doesn't matter. Marcus Aurelius, whatever. Yes! Oh, the value. The sweet, sweet value. Got there with this absurd Jeskai Yorion deck. Oh my gosh, this was like a constructed deck. So much so that if you made it all the way to the end of this video, in the comment section down below, leave a hashtag Jeskai Yorion. Or hashtag, I don't know, Silver Scrapes. I guess you didn't hear that because you missed that part because I only did that for the stream. Hashtag Jeskai Yorion or hashtag Constructed Yorion / to let me know that you made it all the way to the end. Because this was an unbelievable deck. Got all the way to maximum wins even in a high level of competition. So that is going to do it for this video. Remember that if you are watching this on YouTube, you can catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. You can remember to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me a ton. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below with questions or feedback. You can even click that bell icon to get notified when I have new uploads so you don't miss a beat. You can also check out the Discord server for the NicolaiBolas community. It's free for everybody, and there is a link in the description and pinned comment for you to join. There's a lot of discussion about magic, cards, all that type of thing to help you improve and get feedback on your decks. And finally, if you would like to support me directly, you can do so via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It's a great way for viewers to give back and help me continue producing high-quality content, and there are some pretty sweet rewards over there for people that do support me, including stuff like playing against me in one-on-one games, getting access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet, and being put in the credits. Those are just some of the rewards that are over on the Patreon, so be sure to check that out. Link in the description and pinned comment below. That is going to do it for this video, though. It was a very sweet deck, one of my favorites of the format for sure, and I will talk to you next time.